Now, if you've been watching this video from before this on how I got up here on the attic and what I'm doing up here and all that kind of stuff, stick around, because now I'm going back down. Keep watching my videos. I don't know if it's going to be on the same video or on a different video. I'm going to pull that can down from the ceiling because I can't do it from up above here because of this plywood's in the way for that bowed, that curved ceiling down below. They put this plywood flat so that they could blow in the blow-in insulation, and then they built the other ceiling down below that, and that's where that can is. And that's my next step, going down there and fishing that out, seeing what I can do about that. So stick around and keep watching. We'll get down to the bottom of it. We'll fix this light once and for all. One way or another, we'll get her done. We'll get her done. So as I walk back this whole way, I'm going to leave this light up here, but I'm going to remember to turn it off when I can't see. I don't want to leave this on. Last thing you want is for this to tip over, get too close to your insulation and start a fire up here or something like that. I can unplug it, you know, downstairs, or I can push the button here and turn it off here. I usually like to push the button off and do it that way, because once upon a time I kept plugging in another one and unplugging it at the wall and just leaving it on all the time. And one time when I plugged it in, it popped and blew out the light. Which I think it's better to turn on and off your light, your construction light, at right there at the construction light and not at your cord as you unplug it out of the wall. Okay, so when you get down, make sure that this light gets turned off. And I'm going to leave the cord up here. Seems as though I've got to come up here again, and next time I come up here I may have to cut the plywood out, or at least I have to rearrange all this insulation, right? So I don't need this light anymore for now, but I'm going to leave it up here so it's all ready for next time I can finish. I'm slowly making my way back over here, and it gives me a little chance to acclimate myself with my attic. I have not ever been up here before. I could check things out as I go and see a few different things up here. And like I said, we moved in here about 9 months ago. Could I have found this out on the set of plans? Like when you buy a house, you want to ask them, require them to give you the approved set of plans that were passed and signed off by the building inspector and stuff. Would those set of plans have told me if there was blow-in insulation in there, how they would have built that ceiling? I don't know if it would or not. I don't think it would have gone into that much detail as to how they were going to install those cans, you know, on a detail sheet. If it's not on the detail sheet, it's not going to be on there. But could I have done that? I guess I could have, but I don't really think it would have helped me much. But there's a suggestion for you before you get up in the ceiling. But at least it gives me an idea of different things up here, whether or not I need to come up here and fix anything as I go. I'm just keeping my eyes open and stuff, and maybe I'll put a light switch and some lights up here later on, or maybe I won't. It wasn't that much of a hassle to bring the light up here and the extension cord. Like if I was doing a lot of work, I would do this. If I was just doing one little thing, I'd bring my flashlight up here. Or you can use one of those things on your that you strap on your head, and you can turn the light on there. You can use one of those too. So lots of different ways of how to provide light up in your attic so you can be safe to walk around.